Hey students, so today we are going to talk about another method of teaching called Community Language Learning, for short CLL. Okay, so from the name community, this method of teaching emphasizes on making this is a small classroom a community in which all the students interact with each other as well as they are interacting with the teacher. So in order to know more about the community language method, I have found a couple of things which help you to understand the philosophy of that method. So the community language learning method consider their student as a whole person. So what mean by a whole person? So they are going to deal with the student mentality, emotion, reaction, everything related for the student. Not just like other method of teaching, they focus only on pushing the information to the student mind and that's it. So here they consider the student as a whole person. Now let's see the explanation of the whole person. Whole person learning means that the teachers considers not only their student intellect but also have some understanding of the relationship amongst the students' feeling, physical reactions, and desire to learn. So, as I mentioned, they look for the student as a whole person, the feeling, physical reaction, and their desire to learn. A communicative language learning method takes its principle from the more general concern learning approach developed by Charles A. Corrin. He found that adults often feel threatened by a new learning situation. يعني كل شخص ما يتعلم لغة ثانية بالبداية يشعر بالخوف threatened. Okay. They are so we will see now they are threatened by what? They are threatened by the fear that they will appear foolish. إنه يخافون إن يكونون هم because they know nothing about this new language, so they will be appear for the teacher and for the other student as they are the stupid people or the stupid people person in the class. So Corinne believed that a way to deal with the fear of student is for the teacher to become a language counselor. A language counselor does not mean someone trained in psychology. It means someone who is skillful in understanding the struggle that the student face as they are learning another language. فعلى مود نتخلص من الثريتن اللي الطلاب يحسون بيه بتعلم أي لغة. أوكي، الأستاذ هنا الدور مالته راح يتعامل مع الطالب كأنما هو language counselor، كأنما هو شخص يعرف يتعامل مع سيكولوجية الطالب، مع الرياكشن مالت الطالب، أوكي، مع المنتاليتي مالت الطالب. So as usual, in order to judge any method of teaching, we are going to imagine ourselves in a class in which the teacher giving his lecture according to the this is principle or this is method of teaching, which is the community language learning. So our class today is in Indonesia. Okay, the class is they are meeting 2 times a week, each time 2 hours. So now pay attention, try to take a note in order to know the advantages and the disadvantages that the teacher follow in this method. So just like any method of teaching, we should at the beginning describe the environment of the class, because the learning environment affects greatly on the learning process. So here the learning environment is that the chairs are in a circle around a table, and on the table there is a tab recorder. When the teacher enters, he greets the student and introduce himself and also ask the student to do the same. Then after that, the third step he is doing, he tell them what they are going to study during this is 2 hours, what type of activity they are going to follow. Number 3, he give them a note that whenever you would like to speak, to give you an idea, to ask a question, please raise your hand. So raising hand, and I will be behind you. So when you raise your hand to speak, he will stand, the teacher I mean, behind the student. And later on we will going to know why he do this. And obviously you can think about it, why he is standing behind his student while they are speaking. Okay, then he informed them that his rule is that they're supposed to make a conversation in English, but he will participate with them, and he tell them that to record only the English phrases. Okay, because I mentioned already that on the table there is a recorder. So this tab recorder, they use it when they speak in English only. So when they speak in Indonesian, okay, they will not record anything. So they record only the English phrases, and he informed them that while since they are beginner in English, so they cannot make a full conversation. So sometimes they speak in Indonesian, and he translate what they want to say into English. Okay, so this method of teaching contain translation, obviously. So then he give them 5 minutes after finishing from making a conversation and recording the English parts. Okay, he give them 5 minutes to allow them to express their feeling about this experience, about what they feel, what is this learning process is okay good for them or not. The majority of the students give different opinion, but the majority say that they cannot remember the terms that they say in English, because they speak in Indonesian, and then he give them the concept or the term in English. They record it, and that's it. Okay, so they don't have time to memorize that concept. So after they finish recording, when he asked them about their opinion about the process, they tell him that they think they learn nothing. Okay, so little bit they are disappointed because they don't have time to memorize all this concept. So he continue. This time he asked them to move into a semicircle to watch as he is writing the conversation on the board. So at this point he make them semicircle. Okay, يعني مو دائرة، لا دائرة نصفية أو شبه دائرة، على مود وجههم كلهم يكون للسبورة، باعتبار هو راح يكتب، راح يفتح التاب اوكي ريكوردر التسجيل، وشكو كلمة قالوها هم بالانجليزي مثل good evening, my name is Ali for example. Okay, in English he write all the terms, the phrases that they have already mentioned on the board. Okay, and one of the students asked him, can I write? While you are writing, the teacher tell him, no, don't write, just pay attention, relax, and focus on what I am writing on the board. Then he asked the student to give the Indonesian equivalents. It means the vocabulary which is يعني معنى الكلمة بالإندونيسي إندونيسي sorry. فالكلمة اللي كتبهم هو من التابس بالإنجليش on the board بهاي الوقت ورا ما كتبهم قال للطلاب تعالوا اعطوني معناهم بالإندونيسي شنو معناهم. Okay, because he is caring more on how the student will understand the material. Finally, in this slide, finally the teachers ask the student to sit back and relax while he read the transcriptions of the conversation. فورا ما كتب الكونفرزيشن على البورد والترانسليشن مالتها بالاندونيسي. اوكي قال للطلاب انتبهوا. اوكي pay attention, don't write. Okay, just relax. I'm going to repeat this conversation. He repeated that conversation 3 times. And the first time the student just listened. Okay, the second time he asked the student to close their eyes while they are listening, and in the third time he asked them to silently just move their mouths, okay, while he is uttering the conversation. يعني silent reading kind of. When they play just kind of game, he tells them that I am your human computer. Okay, So ask me whatever word you would like to learn in English, and I will pronounce that word for you as many times as you need until you tell me to stop. Okay? So at that point, or even if one of the terms on the board, باعتبار المحادثة بعدها on the board, if any term on the board you did not understand, or you cannot pronounce it correctly, tell me to repeat it for you, and I will not stop until you ask me to stop. So one of the students raised his hand and tell him, how can I pronounce the word thank you? Okay, so the teacher repeat the term thank you. Okay, the student repeat after that, thank you. Okay, and continue to repeat until the student fully capable to utter this phrase correctly. Okay, then after that, they work in a group to make new sentences. He divided the student in the class into three different groups, and asked them to use the words that is on the board, okay, the simple phrases that they have already uttered, to make new sentences. Okay, so these sentences are, each group should make only one sentence. Okay, the first group make a sentence, for example, Ali works. Ali not work in a bank. So the teacher came for each group one by one to correct their sentences. Okay, so the first group, he found them that they write Ali not work in a bank. So he corrected for them. He told them it is Ali does not work in a bank. Then he shifted for the second group. He found that they wrote, "What is your name?" which is their sentences from the term that is on the board. And at that point, he told them that the class is going to end in 10 minutes. So this is last 10 minutes. We will speak in Indonesian, of course, about your feeling. Okay, so the student told him that they enjoyed the class. One of the girls, I tell him that she this method because she is getting introduced to new people, and because basically this method is basic on communication. So every student should offer his life, okay, on the table in order to communicate about his life, because they would like to make a small community for themselves. Okay, also they discuss what they like, what they are working, their hobbies, their family, and such stuffs. So for this point, thank you very much. We finished from the experience side. I hope you write your note, because in the next lecture I am going to give you my notes, and we will compare it together in order to see what you understand and what is the point that you are mistaking about. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon.